I think that the one thing that everybody on this panel can agree on is that none of us agree with the framing of the question. The idea of what is world Jewry, expect of Israel, want of Israel, need of Israel, the problem is in the phrase world Jewry. I do not believe that there is a monolithic entity of world Jewry. Certainly not one that has any kind of major opinion that it shares in common. Certainly, and American Jewry is a great example. I think American Jewry is a lot more diverse than it's frequently given credit for. So not only do I not believe there's a monolith, I also do not believe that there's any kind of crisis. And language for me is very, very important here. As anybody who's ever been to or know anyone who's ever been in couples therapy, you know that you can talk yourself out of a perfectly good relationship. And if anyone seems likely to talk themselves out of something perfectly good, it's Jews. I don't mean to be a Pollyanna. There are very real issues here, including Israel's security challenges, and also issues of Jewish identity, many of which are kicked up and made worse by the Israeli rabbinate. And if they are not checked and if they are not dealt with, it will do real damage to the connective tissue of Israel and communities outside of it. Primarily because it will do damage to the communities that live outside of Israel and their own collective sense of what their Jewish identity is. But the shrillness with which we now talk about the relationship of diaspora Jews and Israel is both incredibly troubling and also inaccurate. I believe that it creates a sense of emotional, psychological, spiritual, and political emergency that is simply not there. And in addition, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, which is problematic for me on two levels. One, it's problematic because in addition to manifesting a problem that I do not believe exists or doesn't exist in the contours in which it's discussed, it also, more troublingly for me, creates a clear case of crying wolf, in which we become disabled from being able to face the real wolves that we have. So with that, I want to encourage the lowering of the temperature of the conversation around diaspora Jewry and Israel's relationship, and a sense of gratitude for what we do have, and for the crises that are not in existence. Thank you.